If you've been playing video games for a while, you most likely have a few titles that will make you feel nostalgic. Let's talk about some of these titles and how we can still play them right now. Hello, I'm Christian from Expert Zone UK and I, working with Microsoft. From the release of the first ever Xbox, we have seen 4 generations of consoles. From the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and now the new generations of Xbox Series S and X. Now, if, like me, your gaming history predates the original Xbox, then you have seen a massive shift in technology and stories within video games. To give you an idea, the year I started gaming, there was 624 games released, and there was also a range of different consoles you could play on, and PC at the time. But last year we saw over 10,600 games released. I personally have 27 years of playing different games, and I find myself often wanting to play titles from many years ago. But to set up an older console, find the game it can play, sometimes is more work than I would like, and the moment has passed by the time I've set everything up. But thanks to Game Pass, there is a range of retro or classic titles available to play right now. Here are 5 classic titles available right now on Game Pass that you could play, and some of these even predate Xbox itself. Fast travelling straight back to the 80s, my first retro recommendation on Game Pass is Wasteland, or as you will find it on Game Pass, Wasteland Remastered. Originally released in 1988, Wasteland brought the post-apocalypse to video games and inspired a genre. Play one of history's defining RPGs with completely overhauled graphics, sound and expanded musical score. The year is 2087, nearly a century after an all-out nuclear war turned vast swaths of the Earth into a radioactive hellscape. You are a desert ranger who is the only hope left in what was the American Southwest, and the good people's last defense against hunger, sickness, ravaging raiders and mutants. Something more secretive and sinister is menacing humanity, and it's your job to investigate, recruit help and follow leads. The choices you make will shape the world around you. Choose wisely. Your life and the life of those you've sworn to protect depend on it. This 80s classic is worth giving a go if you have never played it, and if you have, you're probably thinking about playing this game right now. Hopping forward to the mid 90s, we're going to look at a first person shooter developed by ID Software. Quake is a groundbreaking original dark fantasy first person shooter that inspires today's retro style FPS games. Now experience the authentic, updated and visually enhanced version of the original. You can now enjoy Quake with up to 4K and widescreen resolution, enhanced models, dynamic and coloured lighting, anti-aliasing, depth of field, the original soundtrack, plus more. There's never been a better time to play Quake. Quake, like Doom, is influential on every conceivable level. This was one of those first 3D titles. If you spent endless hours playing titles like Halo or Call of Duty, this is a game worth trying. This is one of those games that built the basis for these huge titles.
Next up on this retro list is Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition. Age of Empires 2 is an important game because it is one of the most popular and influential real-time strategy games ever made.
It has a loyal fan base that has kept it alive for more than 20 years with regular updates, expansions and remasters. It has also inspired many other games in this genre. Some of the reasons why Age of Empires is so good are it has a rich and diverse selection of 37 civilizations, each with unique units, technologies and bonuses. It has a variety of game modes such as random map, deathmatch, King of the Hill, plus more. Moving to our first retro game from Xbox, I'm going with Halo Combat Evolved. Halo Combat Evolved is a first-person shooter that was released in 2001 for the original Xbox console. It is the first game in the Halo franchise that is set in the 26th century and follows the adventures of the Master Chief. a super soldier who fights against an alien alliance called the Covenant. That first mission where you drop into open combat with the Covenant is often mimicked but rarely bettered. The game features a single player campaign where the player can explore different environments, use various weapons and vehicles, and encounter different enemies. The game also has a multiplayer mode where the player can compete with or against other players online or locally in various modes. Halo Combat Evolved is widely regarded as one of the greatest video games of all time and launched the massive Halo franchise. Last but by no means least on my list for this video is a game that many players have been waiting for the newest installment of, and I'm going with the original Fable game. It is an action role-playing game that was released in 2004 for the Xbox console. It is the first game in the Fable series, which is set in a fictional nation of Albion, a medieval fantasy world. The game allows players to control a character known as the Hero of Oakvale, who can interact with people and objects, complete quests, and choose to be good or evil. The game features a dynamic and immersive story, a variety of weapons and magic, and a multiplayer mode. Fable is one of the most beloved and influential fantasy RPGs on the Xbox platform. It is known for its humour, choice and consequence system, plus its immersive world. It has a loyal fan base that has been waiting for a new installment for over a decade. This is a game that you should download and crack on with, and it's available on Game Pass as Fable Anniversary Edition. They are 5 classic or retro games that are available to play via Game Pass right now. I would love to know how many hours you've put in some of these games, or if you're going to try any of these games out. If you've enjoyed this video talking about retro and classic titles that you can play via Game Pass right now, do subscribe, and I will see you soon for another video talking about more classic titles.